I think I see better when I got my Glock beside me. I'm rolling up some pressure just to hide the pain inside me. I'm sliding in the SRT, but it feel like a Rari. And she calling my phone, I'm blowing up, she say I'm sorry. I think I see better when I got my Glock beside me. I'm rolling up some pressure just to hide the pain inside me.
What's going on? So we in here, it is Monday, and we're getting some stuff knocked out on the truck. So I got my idler arm, Pitman arm, and the bracket and stuff back here, but I'm waiting on a socket so that way I can just easily put this shit on here and wrench, just so that way if I need either or I can use it. But for today, right now, we're gonna be putting in a Evil Energy catch can. So I'm gonna probably mount it up here somewhere. A lot of people will mount it right there where that ground is, but we'll kind of see how that goes. Before, whenever it was just stock, no cam, no nothing like that, when I took the intake manifold off, had oil all in that motherfucker. So I want to kind of avoid that, even though I'm not going to keep this intake manifold. My big plans with this motor is to take this one the fuck out and either put in a rebuilt 5.3 or a 6.0. I'll take this motor here with the cam and everything, and I plan on really putting this shit in a box Chevy or like a 4-door Caprice, Monte Carlo, something like that, because that'll be kind of something that I want to do here in the future, just for my little unk build. But other than that, man, that's pretty much it. That's why I'm not really tripping about this motor, because once it comes out, it's gonna get rebuilt, put in a whole nother car, and we'll just go from there. I'm gonna order some keys, because these are KSP keys. And just a little note, the cat eye that I did before this video had the same KSP keys that I have, and we ended up swapping those out for a different style, and it actually sat the truck up probably like another inch or half an inch. So I'm going to swap to those, because this with these being just a 3-inch spindle and 3-inch keys, it don't look like it, just to me. I've done a couple more that had a different style key, just steel Chevy keys, just a different style, and it sat up a whole lot taller. So I just want to sit it up just a little bit more, so that way I can get a good decent lean on it. It's got one now, but you know, I just want it a little bit taller, just so that way I don't got to scrub much in the front, because I'm still scrubbing a little bit on these 35s. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna start trying to get a little bit more done with this, and just try to keep pushing with this damn truck. I got a lot more to go as far as modifications, but we'll get there. So all right, so went ahead and got back to knocking the catch can out. So I was gonna mount it up here, but just didn't like the angle of everything, so I put it right here on this little power steering bracket, alternator bracket right here. So ended up cutting the top of the mount that came with the kit, and just kind of fabricated it a little bit, drilled a hole in the bottom, and then attached the catch can here. So the inline goes all the way to the back of the valve cover on this side, and then the outline goes where that original line connects to underneath this cover here on the intake manifold. So once you get that situated, it should come out pretty decent. Right here ain't bad. I like the placement of it versus putting it up there. I mean, that'll be pretty much it as far as my truck goes until I start on the Pitman arm and idler arm. So guess we'll hop back on that whenever we get there. All right, what's going on? So we back in the shop, got another truck in, and we're gonna be doing a spindle lift on this truck here. So I got lower control arms. They are the cast lower control arms, because those are the only ones that you can use for this spindle lift. I have 4.5-inch 07 to 16 lift spindles. You can change out the lower ball joints and use these spindles without having to get the lowers, but getting the lowers ensures that at least your bottom ball joint is gonna be fresh, perfect, and ready to go. The bushings on the lowers are gonna be fresh, perfect, and ready to go, and then he can just throw these back on if he ever decides to take it off or anything like that. So about to go ahead and start getting this thing ripped apart and get it up in the air, get the wheels off, so that way I can go ahead and start. Shouldn't take me too long as far as what I need to do. We're gonna be doing a 4-wheel drive delete, so that's why he ended up getting the hubs. And yeah, we're gonna be taking the axles out, doing spindles, uppers, and then lowers, and we'll see what we can do as far as a level in here. But all right, so went ahead and got this side pretty much finished up. All I gotta do is put the tie rod in. Once I get the bolt broke loose, because it's fucking seized up a little bit, so gonna have to heat it up a little bit. You see the 3-inch level still in here, got the 4.5-inch spindles and the uppers as well, and you can see just that full droop. The angles are not bad at all, honestly. Whenever the weight of the truck gets set down on the suspension, then it'll kind of raise up a little bit more, and the angles will be pretty good. This is the exact same setup that I did with Trippy's, and yeah, she's looking good. You can probably fit another level under there. Doesn't have as beefy as control arms as what Trippy had, so these actually help out a little bit more with the strut kind of just bowing out a little bit. But yeah, this damn thing gonna be sitting high. So as you see already, the hub is down here on the ground, and like I like to do, this is just 3-inch level right here, and this is yeah, the spindles. You can see the big ass difference. So yep, this damn thing gonna be sitting up there. So I just wanted to go ahead and get one side knocked out, so that way I at least know everything is good to go and tight, and I don't need any extra shit. So everything's good, just gotta tighten this up. All right, so got over to the other side and got everything ripped apart and knocked out. So only thing I have to do now is just wait on the wheel bearing, so that way I can go ahead and assemble the spindle all at the same time and then just throw it on. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is grease up the bushings and stuff on the upper, and then the lower ball joint on the other side and this side, and then we should be good to go as far as everything else. All right, so we're back in here. It's Saturday. Amazon been on some bullshit with shipping parts lately, so ended up having to go get a wheel bearing. Was done with it literally 2 days ago, but we were waiting on the wheel bearings to come so that way I can throw everything back together. About to go ahead and throw this hub in, get it inside the spindle, throw the spindle in, and then we'll tighten everything up, get everything thrown back on, so that way I can go ahead and finish up for the day, get this damn thing up out of here, and then that'll be pretty much it on this one. So all right, so went ahead and got everything tightened up on this side. I ended up cutting the brake line bracket that connects to this here. I'm gonna tighten that up just so that way I can keep this wire out the way for the ABS. Had to drill the spindles for the tie rods because the 14 to 18 tie rods don't work with these, just because, like I said, they're for 07 to 13. That's something that I forgot about. You got two options. You can drill out the spindle, and as you see, they're not going no fucking where at all. So just took me a little step bit, went down just a slight bit, didn't have to take off nothing really as far as material, just kind of get that taper a little bit wider. But yeah, got both sides knocked out, and the tie rod is snug down, so it's not sticking out or nothing like that. So we're good to go. New hub is installed 100%. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten everything up, make sure everything is good to go. Then we're gonna go ahead and start aligning it, and then yeah, we should be good. But yeah, this damn thing should be tall as a motherfucker, so we're gonna just keep on pushing. Go ahead and get it on the ground, so that way I can go ahead and get the alignment kind of squared away, and then we'll be telling them to come pick it up. So all right, so finally got this damn thing finished up and on the ground. It's got 2 1/4-inch spacers in the front, just to be able to clear these spindles until he can go and get him some 1.5 or 2 inches. But this is the 4.5-inch spindle for the 07 to 16 or 17, one of those. All you got to do is change out the lower ball joint or the lower control arm, and you can change out the tie rods to a 07 to 13 tie rod, just so that way it'll fit. But all you got to do, if you got the 14 plus, is drill out the tie rod holes in the spindle, and you'll be good to go. Don't need to drill out much, just enough to take a little bit of material off that taper piece, so that way these new body tie rods can fit in there. But once you get them in there, they'll tighten down and snug up real good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is how everybody's running these 4.5-inch spindles on these new bodies. You could probably go up a little higher if you wanted to, but probably wouldn't recommend it. Angles are they're okay. You could go up just maybe an inch, 1.5 inches if you really wanted to, but yeah, everything else looks good. So sitting at about 7.5 to about 8 really looks good, especially with a new body. If you put some 6s on here, this bitch will be kind of up there for real. But these are 4s and 5s, still looks good on here, and it leans pretty good. And you really won't even get fucked with whenever you're sitting like this, because it really kind of looks more so within the spec that they like to damn say. Get this damn thing parked up front, get it up out of here, so I can go ahead and clean up this shop and be finished up for the damn weekend, because highly doubt I'm doing anything next week. So
cap.
all right, so we in here, and it's a new week, and we're gonna go ahead and jump down to the shit that I've been pretty much stalling out on for the longest. Definitely need to change the idler arm and Pitman arm for this. So I got the idler arm, Pitman arm, and the bracket, as well as just the greasing kit. And then I ended up getting a set of cotter pins. I really want to do this just so that way the whole front end is completely replaced. The only thing that I got to do is the hubs, and I'm just gonna be waiting on those. All right, so we're getting back down to what I was knocking out as far as the Pitman arm, idler arm. I'm working on the idler arm first, got that one out. So pop that out with this pickle fork. Don't care about the bushing because like I said, everything's getting replaced. So you can see I got the steering link disconnected on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount the new one on the new bracket so that way I can throw it all up as one. This is exactly how I took it out, all as one, so that way you ain't gotta separate it. It's the easier way, just because if you end up just getting the arm itself, then you have to take that shit off of there, and you might as well just replace all of it all at once, because in a kit it'll probably come out a lot cheaper. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump back on it, get this side finished up, and at least just loosely mounted, so that way when I put the Pitman arm up, I still got some leeway on the other side, so that way it's not all the way tight, because I'm gonna have to drop the Pitman arm off and kind of swing the steering link backwards and push it off, because with the angle that it is now, it's hard to get it off. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to it, and I'll pick up the camera as soon as I get this one put in and start working on the Pitman arm. So let's get back to it. All right, so as you see, I got the arsenal out, and yeah, I ended up cutting it off like I had said. Pretty much all I did was put a slit in there so that way I can put a chisel in there and just hit it until it damn starts to drop and cracks in the middle. The only thing you got to be careful with is cutting too close to those splines that's in there. Once I get it kind of, you know, somewhat close to where I can kind of at least form a crack, I'll just damn stop, put the chisel in there, hit it with the hammer, and then usually it'll drop down most of the times. This one with the puller pulled up about halfway, and then the puller started stripping, so ended up having to do the old school method. But it's gonna be worth it, I hope, because the steering's been really loose. Every time I'm, you know, coming off the side of the road, I have to pull it back this way or type of shit like that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this shit knocked out and finished up. See, I'm dirty as a motherfucker. I'm in here just trying to do this shit the best I can. I dropped the gearbox off of the frame for a second just to get the relief cut put in there. I was able to put my impact socket on the bolt, but it was just a slight bit too small, like a 1/16 of an inch too small. So I'm gonna end up putting this new one on, zip it up, and then I'm gonna just use the wrench to pretty much turn it all the way up until it goes all the way to the top. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the threads and just wipe off everything so that way it slides up nicely and doesn't have too much resistance. Once I get it to the top, we should be good to go to throw everything back in. I got the idler arm in already, so once I get all this stuff knocked out, we should be good to be finished. But damn, got a lot of shit that I had to take off. I had to take off stabilizer just to be able to get to the links and all that shit. I dropped the steering link by itself just to get it out the fucking way. Definitely gonna need some tie rods as well. So yeah, it's been about a year on this suspension as far as just the upper spindles and the tie rods, and I didn't ever change out the Pitman arm and idler arm. I left it on here how it was. Probably would have been a good idea to change it back then, but it is what it is. We got it done now, and we're about to go ahead and throw the new one on so that way we can finish up. And yeah. All right, so finally got it on the ground and finished up. So couldn't get the bolt to go any more than what it was. I used big ass wrench, crescent wrench. I even was able to kind of slip the socket on there while the gearbox was down and it wasn't turning anymore. So I got probably about a good ½ inch of space up there between the gearbox and the Pitman arm, but it's just gonna have to be what it is, because like I said, I've been turning it. I've even been rounding the fucking bolt, just trying to kind of get it turned the right way and locked in. But I think I ran out of threads, or I'm just at the bottom of that little perch. So regardless, I got the idler arm in, and that is tight and greased up. I got the stabilizer back up here, and I got the steering link attached on both sides with cotter pins, so we're good to go. I hated that I couldn't get that bolt like turned all the way, and that's gonna bother the fuck out of me. But I mean, it is what it is. I've done probably about 2 or 3 of those that stopped exactly where that one's at. So could be the design of the new arm, could just mean I need a new bolt, maybe, I don't fucking know. Don't care, it's on here tight, it's not going anywhere. I even tried to pull it back to see if it was a little looser. No, that bitch ain't going nowhere. And I put some Loctite on it just to ensure that that bitch weren't going nowhere. Way more coming. I'm just being patient, trying to knock out all the little shit, so that way when I start buying everything else, I don't have to knock that out while I'm doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll pick back up on whatever we get next. All right, so we finally got something else right after I did my Pitman arm today. Update on that. It's driving fine, not having any issues out of it. I see a slight improvement in the steering. Like I said, I probably need to go ahead and do the tie rods and hubs and all that shit next, and then probably get that Cognito support kit, but we'll worry about that later on. We'll go ahead and get on this one. I originally put a rough country on here, and it was probably about a year or so ago, and everything is back here, so we're gonna be throwing this back on. He had somebody install FTS. They left out the diff drop brackets, they left out the sway bar drop brackets with the sway bar and the extension pieces. There goes another drop bracket on that side. So yeah, I hate that it happened to him, man, because damn, they definitely said fuck everything and just put the cross members and struts in and said, yep, we got us one, boys. Ain't tighten up the fucking tie rods. Hopefully he's got those and they didn't throw them away. I'm sure he probably didn't cut them to spec. So yeah, the sway bar drop brackets are all rough country. I'm sure everything else up there is rough country, because I'm sure he didn't want to take all that shit out if he didn't even bother to take the sway bar and put it in. I mean, it was literally just a couple bolts that you had to take out. He took out the fucking four-wheel drive. Not sure why he did that. So I don't know who did this shit, but they need to stop immediately. This shit is just, what the fuck? A hybrid FTS rough country on this bitch. God damn. Even the kicker bars are like fucking Bluetooth right now. They're not even connected on both sides. But we're gonna get them right. We're gonna get them back out of here with a perfectly fine driving truck like it was before whoever touched it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here for tonight, and then we'll just pick back up in the morning, and hopefully we can get this damn thing figured out. All right, so we in here going ahead and getting started on the Tahoe that had this sketchy ass FTS on it. Yeah, buddy definitely got off on his ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, because this shit is all sketched the fuck out. Whenever I pop these tie rods out of here, they fucking just completely fell out. The deeper I keep going in this shit, the more I'm just like, yeah, this shit is rough. Look at this bottom ball joint. Yeah, that's not good at all. All right, another example of bullshittery. So I knew something looked weird with this ball joint and how this is supposed to go. Of course, you can see the play. With it pushed all the way down, I can move this whole spindle side to side. So that's why sometimes rough country gives you the tapers for the upper ball joints, just in case you end up going with a different style spindle. You put the taper inside of there, and then it's supposed to stop that movement and secure the ball joint in there completely. If this bolt would have gave out, this whole shit would have just dropped. But obviously this guy was a newbie, didn't know how to do this shit, or was just trying to finesse, I guess. Not too sure. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have paid him shit, bro. If I would have seen these motherfuckers Bluetooth hanging down, I wouldn't have paid a damn dime. Give a fuck about how the rest of this shit looked. That shit do not mean nothing. This motherfucker used the wrong bolts for just about everything. I just don't understand how you just didn't take everything the fuck off and then threw everything else in the back of the truck that you just didn't feel like doing. All right, so went ahead and got this catastrophe taken off of this shit. Now you can see a lot better that they didn't even try to damn put anything on as far as the diff. I mean, once you're already here, I mean, if you would have went ahead and put the 7 and 9 shit in here, you would have just kept the diff there, took those bolts out, swapped them over, and then you would have been good. But I guess he decided that was a little bit too much work, and he weren't gonna fuck with that or the sway bar. So once he got to this point, he said, yeah, I'm about to just say fuck it and fuck somebody over, pretty much. So yeah, about to go ahead and just throw up the cross members all as one piece, because that's how dumbass took it off. So I guess we'll go ahead and just throw them up the same way, and then go ahead and throw the axles in with the axle spacers, and then the struts with the lowers and all that shit, and we should be good to throw this damn thing back together and be finished. I'm gonna throw on his brake line brackets that he had originally. I want to say those are for the FTS, but I'm gonna include those on here because I don't want them motherfuckers hanging. They weren't hanging whenever I first did it, and not gonna have them hanging whenever they come back through. Just little shit that, for me, if I see some little shit that needs to be addressed, I'm gonna fucking just do it, because I don't want nobody to be sitting here talking shit about my work or sitting here saying that I do a half-ass job. So like I said, man, just for the sanity of me and for my security, my liability, it's just best to go ahead and just get everything done the right way, man. So yeah, it is what it is, man. So I guess we'll go ahead and get back to work and just get all this shit knocked out, so that way he can at least come and pick it up in the morning, so he can sell this lift. He had hit me up this morning, let me know that he had already got the lift sold, and if he could, he would like to pick it up tomorrow morning. So that's why I'm in this bitch busting ass right now, just to go ahead and make sure that I can do that, and then plus that clears out the rest of my day for tomorrow. All right, so picking back up, and I ended up getting everything pretty much put back in. So got the four-wheel drive put back in, put the axles in with the axle spacers, got the cross members in here, got the sway bar back connected finally, got the strut spacers in, and ended up having to get some tie rods for them. So the ones for the FTS kit didn't fit these spindles, so you have to go with the OEM ones, then you have to cut it 3/8. So got those ready to go, and this side is good. I even put the brake line brackets up here, so everything is looking good. We're moving along, and we should be done by the end of the day or end of the night. But yeah, I'm just gonna take extra little bit just to make sure everything else is perfect, and he can roll out of here without having any problems and shit like that. And he'll probably come pick it up early in the morning, and yeah, that'll be pretty much the last one for today. All right, so finished up and everything's tight. Got the brake line brackets attached, got the tie rods tight. So those are all good to go. Just getting the alignment somewhat okay before I throw the wheels on, just to kind of help it out just a little bit. All right, so I got it all on the ground and complete, so it's good to go. Just got to get the toe adjusted a little bit. The camber is kind of where it needs to be, so that just tells me that they ain't even fuck with that whenever they put this lift on, because there isn't really too much camber or caster at all. But we're gonna fix the toe and get it straight, and then we'll pull it on out, and yeah, that'll be pretty much it. So everything is how it should be. Shouldn't be any more issues or any crazy shit going on. But yeah, four-wheel drive is back in. Got the diff spacer, everything that is needed for the four-wheel drive, so everything looks good, man. The only thing that he's missing is this front crossmember piece that goes on the diff. That does come with the rough countries. All right, she's complete. So got the alignment okay. It's straight enough to kind of get them to the alignment shop, at least straighter than it was. So everything is tight, good to go, torqued, and I'm about to go ahead and pull this thing on out. But that'll be pretty much it as far as this goes. Appreciate y'all for checking in with me. We got big things coming for Big Blue later on in the future, so we're just trying to get everybody taken care of, and then we can sit down and focus on what I'm gonna end up doing with mine. But we'll get it done. So appreciate y'all. Check y'all out if y'all don't see anything in the next clip.